Looks like it's come down to this. Guys, welcome back into yet another video. Guys, in this particular video, guys, we're just going to have a chat. We're just going to have a little talk. We're going to have another discussion, if you will, regarding Attack on Titan. As we all know, Attack on Titan is wrapping up and will be releasing the final episode on November the 4th, which is going to wrap up all the shenanigans and all the mystery and all the story of the Scouts Regiment, with Eren figuring out things and the whole Scouts themselves figuring out stuff, and just that ultimate climax is happening on November the 4th. When it comes to this so-called climax here, there are a lot of people who are preaching and literally praying, if you will, that AOE is going to happen. Now, if you don't know what AOE is, guys, again, AOE is an acronym that stands for Anime Only Ending. The reason a lot of people are speculating this particular incident to occur is because of Isayama loving and getting inspiration from Love. Love, as I know it, it was a game and also a book, if you will, I think, that had the hero have multiple timelines or multiple events that occurred, and they were able to change and complete the story the second go around. So a lot of people are using that in a way to interpret what is going on with Eren, because there are particular timeline or events that occur that allowed Eren to be able to kind of manipulate time and manipulate the events to get to a particular point that he himself deemed was necessary to get to. My whole thing with that is that I think there is a misconception of what the AOE will be or how far it will go. And I think that's what's happening in the space. And I wanted to speak on that. But before I get into all that, guys, you already know the deal. Guys, if you are enjoying the content that is being put out here on this channel, go ahead and give that thumbs up button, that like button a hit, as well as subscribe to the channel. Guys, those two things are absolutely free. Doesn't cost you a goddamn dime, but those two things do help the channel grow, help us be seen to more people, and it just delivers an overall camaraderie that you guys are, like I said, enjoying what's there. But those of you that have done those things, I appreciate you guys, and I thank you for that. Last but not least, guys, go ahead and share the content, as sharing is caring, as well as go ahead and hit the notification bell for yourselves so you guys are aware and up to date for anything and everything that is being posted on this particular channel. So without further ado, guys, let's deep dive into what I believe is a problem, if you will, with the AOE theorist and community as a whole. Now, as I said, guys, I personally think that AOE can possibly happen, right? I do believe that it is possible. Now, here's my problem with it. I think personally that a lot of AOE theorists have gone too far. Now, let me explain what I mean. What I mean by that is I believe that a lot of you guys have gone too far in the sense of you guys creating an entire concept or an entire flow of events that will occur based off of what you guys believe to happen. Now, in my particular instance, in my particular way of looking at AOE is that we can pretty much attest that something is going to change within the confines of the ending of the story. The reason I say that is because based off of the phrase that Eren said in the beginning of the new trailer that just pretty much happened maybe a few weeks ago.
Armin, お前が言った通り、俺は自由の奴隷だ。
Now, in that particular phrase, he said is, as you said, Armin, I was a slave to freedom. So that right there is already new dialogue that was not said in the manga, but now it's being presented to us in the anime. So in a sense, you can say that it's technically AOE. The reason it is AOE is because it is new information that is being provided to us within the anime and exclusively within the anime that was not provided to us in the manga. These are the type of AOE things that I personally think is going to happen within the confines of the ending that we're going to get on November the 4th. I don't personally think it's going to be this huge, drastic, oh my God, adding a whole new 4 and 5 different events that's going to alter the entire ending within itself. Now, is that possible to happen? Sure. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying that it can't happen. But what I am saying is I believe that a lot of these AOE theorists are going a little too far down the rabbit hole. I think that they're making up entire scenarios and putting things together in place that go far beyond and exceed the imagination of what they could actually put within the anime. Like some people, just for example, I'm not sure, but from some things that I've heard that, like, the whole Mikasa thing when she was at the cabin with Eren is not going to happen that way. It's going to be a different story altogether to where she's not even going to fly into Eren's mouth to decapitate him because he's not going to be there. He's actually going to have the Warhammer Titan and he's going to already be at Paradise and reactivate the rumbling because when Zeke gets killed, the rumbling stops. He's going to touch the baby of Historia and that's going to reactivate the rumbling and then he's going to kill everybody. And I don't know if that's the case and I don't know if that's even true, but those type of things are what a lot of AOE people are kind of going to. And I think to a degree, I think that's reaching. Even though it's cool in theory and it sounds good on paper, the way that it's being presented to us, I just don't personally think that it's going to be that fucking drastic. I don't think it's going to be that grand of a change. Now, again, can it? Sure. But I just don't think that. My interpretation of AOE is that there's going to be different dialogue, different little small hints of pieces of things that may get changed and may get altered, where initially maybe the entire ending is pretty much the same, where the rumbling gets stopped and Eren it just happens that way. Maybe just based off the dialogue in the beginning of the trailer, his conversation with Armin is going to change. He might mention that to Armin. Right? I don't know. But we do know based off of that particular dialogue that something is going to change. Something is going to be different. But I think that a lot of the AOE people are going a little way too far when it comes to certain explanations in regards to how the ending is going to be and where they kind of go with it. Like it's just a bit much. Where it's like, I'm not saying that that's going to be the case. But again, as I said, like that is, I think you're pushing the envelope a little much when it comes to a lot of those things. Now, also, I've heard that there is going to be new chapters for Attack on Titan that also will be released. My humble opinion, I don't think it needs to be any more chapters. I am a firm believer in letting it lie. Right? What I mean by letting it lie is you guys did what you did. You ended it where you ended it. Call it a day. I mean, the manga ended like over a year ago. Like we need to stop. We need to just let it die. It is what it is. Whatever happened. If you want to do an AOE, cool. I don't think adding new pages, I don't know what it is, like 18 pages or something like that. I mean, that's a bit much. Like, why are we adding stuff? You already ended it. You already said it was over. It is what it is. Eren turned into a tree. The cycle continued. That's how you ended it. That's how you ended the manga. If, in fact, you did want to add new content, the anime is the way to go. This is where your AOE should actually be, right? you should go ahead and put that in there. Now, the only thing I can think of would be you would probably be adding these 18 pages because of AOE, right? To make it congruent with what you've written compared to what we saw. That could be a possibility. But also, they couldn't be. It just could be new information in general. Like, I just feel as though at this point in time, Attack on Titan is done. Like, I think Attack on Titan is a one-off story. It doesn't need to be something like a Bleach or anything like a One Piece or Naruto to where it's like, okay, they're in a situation to where the Titans are going to come back and they're now part of the new world. And since they're going to come back and now they're part of the new world, they're going to evolve to where now they're stronger than the weapons that the humans currently have right now. Like, I don't think it needs to be nothing like that. I think it's a one-off story. I think it did its job in telling the story as best as it could, and that was just it. I think that's what it should do. I think they should let it lie and call it a day. Show us whatever they're going to show us November 4th to go ahead and just have the anime wrapped up for people who may be just anime-only watchers and call it a day. If you want to add little tidbits here and there, little new information, new nuanced wording or new nuanced, events that occur only in the anime to be an anime only original ending or whatever the case may be, sure, go with that. But a whole new chapters and stuff like that and new panels that are being written, like, no, bro, like, we don't need all that personally. Now, am I going to look at it? Am I going to read it? Sure, I'll see what it's talking about. But is it necessary or is it needed, in my opinion? No, I don't think it's needed. I think they should let it be what it be and let it end where it ends. Let the dice fall where they fell. It is what it is. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for me. I didn't want to be no long, drawn-out video. I just kind of wanted to say my piece on that because I had a viewer kind of reach out and comment and basically kind of ask me about, am I going to read it or am I going to look into what it was or what was said and things like that. So I just did want to make my stance clear on that. So yeah, I will be reading that. I will be looking at it. But I also wanted to say my bit and my portion on the AOE thing. Like, again, as I said, I think AOE is possible, but I do not think it's going to be so extreme to the point to where we're getting a whole new event. Like, again, is that possible? Could that happen? Sure. I'm just not sold on the idea, as I've said before, that that is a possibility. Will there be new dialogue based off of the trailer that we got? We absolutely know that for sure. So does that technically count as AOE because it is information that is only being presented to us within the confines of the anime? Sure, you can name that AOE. But I don't think it's going to be that extreme. If it is, great. If it is, awesome. But again, I don't think so. So at this point, guys, you already know the deal. This is your chance. You guys comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of AOE. Let me know if you guys are kind of with me on that and you guys think like, hey, yes, it's possible, but you guys are also feeling like it's probably just going to be little small dialogues, little new things, nuanced stuff here and there. Let me know if you think that, or if you're like, hey, you're fucking wrong. It's going to be a whole new scenario and it's going to be the divergence point, if you will, is going to happen right here when the show starts, and then it's going to be totally different, and Eren's just going to squash and kill everybody, and it is what it is, and he's going to say, fuck it, I am him, right? Let me know if you think that. Comment down below. As I've said, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Those things help me out more than you can imagine. Those that do those things, appreciate you guys. But, guys, I want you guys to have a great fucking day. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.